All right.
जय श्री माता जी। हम सभी परम पूजनीय श्री माता जी के चरण कमलों पर नतमस्तक होकर प्रणाम करेंगे और बंधन देंगे। We'll all bow down at the holy lotus feet of Shri Mata Ji and take bandhan. तीन महामंत्र श्री गणेश मंत्र। चित्त को सहस्त्रार पे रखते हुए हम प्रार्थना करेंगे, परम पूजनीय श्री माता जी कृपा करें और आप हमारे हृदय में विराजिए, हमारे सहस्त्रार पर विराजिए। कृपा करें और आप हमें संतुलन और ध्यान की गहन अनुभूति का आनंद प्रदान कीजिए। We'll keep our attention on our sahasrara and pray. Param Pujniya Shri Mataji, please be seated in our hearts. Please be seated on our sahasrara. Bless us with purity and balance. Bless us with the joy of deep meditation. We will now listen to श्री माता जी स्पीच. हम अभी परम पूजनीय श्री माता जी की अमृत वाणी को आत्मसात करेंगे.
From all over the world, and to be able to talk to them. They understand me the best in this whole world. It's impossible to have a rapport with a person who is not a surgeon. Even if you give them realization, if they have not become Sahajogis, then it is very difficult to make them understand the subtleties of their own being also. Today, as we are all Sahajogis here, I would like to tell you about the growth of the being on the subtler plane. All the time, as we have been doing anything, we have been thinking what is to be done. What is to be done to be realized was the first question people asked me when they were not realized. What should we do, Mother, to get realized? Then I had to tell them nothing. Just spread your hands towards me and it will work out. It's true. It works out that way. Now, after realization, you have to do something, as they say. But still, what have you to do? Again, the question comes in, what should we do for this, to remove this chakra, that chakra, what is the technique, what is the thing? The trouble with Sahajogis as they are today, they are all technocrats already. They have done so much of technical things that it is better that they should forget about technique and worry more about spontaneity. The technique is so much that the technique has killed the spontaneity. And a balance has to be struck between technique and the spontaneity. First you get your realization by spontaneity, Sahaja. Then you have to have, naturally, by temperament you are technocrats, want to have a technique, the tantra, the mechanism, how to work out the mechanism. Thank God we are not so bad now. Otherwise, normally, I have seen, I was giving lectures and people were giving bandhans to them and raising their kundalini, all mad people around. And others who were newcomers would be frightened at such yogis, that what's the matter with these people, they are so abnormal. And if you tell them that you should not do it, you should just listen to the lecture, they would say, no, no, Mother, we were catching, so we're trying to put ourselves right. Now one has to realize that you have to become subtler. Then again the question, how to become? How to become subtler is the problem. For example, today there was a question of having a puja in the morning time. Today they said that there is a Surya Grahana, means the eclipse of the sun, and if today is such a great date that if you do the worship or the puja, you get the blessings of thousands of such pujas on an eclipse day of the sun. Now, if you look at it, it looks very fine, good, yes, it's true, it is written in the astrological survey and all that. It's a very great thing, and we start following it. You being Sahajogis, you must attack it from a subtler point of view. That is how your wisdom will also become subtler. Your attitude also will become subtler. To attack such a question from subtle point of view, we have to first of all know that we are Sahajogis. No technique is needed, just see your vibrations on this question to begin with. It's very simple. Subtler things are the simpler things. Gross things are complicated. It's very simple. Very simple equation. Simple thing is to feel the vibrations on this point. Whether today's puja, is it really worth something or not? You'll be amazed that your right side will become hot on this point. So, this intellect, which is now being enlightened, Prabuddha you have become, you must use it in a subtler way. Why? That for Sahajogis, it is not necessary to do the puja today. You have already become thoughtless, so I will not ask you to answer the question. The reason is, as you are all technocrats, you are right-sided. This was all right thousands of years back when the Vedas started. And the Vedas have given us this science. All the excitement about Vedas was all right at that time when they worshipped the Surya, all the right-sided things in Greece. These things reached such a height that all the gods had to fall just like human beings and become just like human beings. For them now, everybody has weaknesses. Every god has a weakness. This weakness one has, that weakness another has. They don't understand gods anymore in Greece. They just think that they are some sort of entities with all the weaknesses of human beings burdened on them. So this right side movement has been a bit too much since the time of Vedas. Worshipping of Surya has been too much. You have worshipped too much. It was so much so that Christ had to come on this earth and tell people that you better forgive. His advent should have made people more in the center, but it did not. On the contrary, all the Christian nations went onto right side, and we Indians are also following you up. So we are very right-sided people. All the Sahajogis today are 99.9% are right-sided. Even Indians are. The Bhakti people are lost. They are not yet here. They are another mad people. They are going to this Pandari temple, praying to God. They are in the churches, they are in the temples, they are in the mosques, everywhere they are lost. So those who worship the moon, worship the bhakti, the so-called love of God, are lost to Sahaja for the time being. More the intellectuals are here, because they really lead others into another. They sound more sane than the other. But this movement towards the right is overdone. So now, to bring Sahajogis to normalcy is to bring them to the left side, as they are today, as they are today. That's why I took you down to villages where people are very simple, very loving, very affectionate. With right-sided people, the brain is so wobbly that you can't bear any discomfort. You can't bear any discomfort. If there's any discomfort, you just can't bear it, because all your energies are spent in your brain activity, which is useless and thoroughly rubbish, absolutely, creating nothing. But it makes you so tired that a slight discomfort in the body makes you very, very upset. And you can't bear any physical discomfort. Now we Indians are so enamored by your progress that we are also trying to follow your footsteps, and with a double march. Under these circumstances, one has to think of those people who really love God. There is bhakti, there is devotion. They don't think, they don't worry, they are blindly following God. They know there is God, and they said, we'll meet God sometime. Whatever mistakes they are creating, as you have committed mistakes with your right-sided behavior, with the left side also they are committing lots of mistakes, no doubt. But they are to be brought in. You have to meet them, they have to meet you. They'll have a good effect on you. I know they will have. To become the moon now is not so easy, because once you have become the sun, rather difficult. You have gone a little ahead. But to become the moon, you have to develop that Shraddha, that faith, that non-thinking faith, that love. One may ask, from where do you start when you sit for meditation? I asked Modi what were the questions. From where to start and where to end is all again technique. It's only one technique I would prescribe for you people. Every group requires a different type of a technique. You see, the kind of problems they face is that you start with your heart and end there only. It starts from your heart, from your Atma, and ends in your Atma. Just give up talking about it. Just start feeling your heart. Just start feeling your heart, opening it out. Not your mouth so much as your heart. What do we do when we love? What is the sign and symptom? I don't know in the West if that glimpse of love is also there or not. But you can see in this country, still. Say a mother, if her child is sick. I have known my own mother. When my brother was very sick with typhoid, for 21 days and nights she did not sleep a wink. She did not. If you have seen that kind of love, then you can understand what wonders. She never thought of her comfort. Nothing, what time she slept, what time she got up. She didn't think of her food, nothing. She was just wanting that her son should be all right. Now, they said that 21 days he has to be sick, whatever it is. If you try to cure it earlier, then it will have a relapse on him or some problem. So 21 days, really I have seen that she didn't eat any food. She didn't know what she was eating. Anybody who offered her food, she would eat a little bit and then she would not. She had no desire left but to see that her child is cured. How much can we sacrifice for Sahaja? Then I'll give you another example, which I've seen myself in my childhood. Now Indians are very different people. But I've seen very great Indians in this country. When the Britishers were here, they were another type of Britishers also. Now you don't find them anywhere. Only thing that Gandhiji said that you will get Swaraj, you will get independence. Swarajya is actually, Swa means your spirit and the reign of the spirit. But when he said Swarajya, he meant political independence. And how much people sacrificed for that, which they did not enjoy themselves. In my own family, my own father, who had houses, cars, everything. He was a title holder, he used to get his clothes stitched from England. Everything was taken away from him, everything that he had, everything. And we stayed in very ordinary huts on this soil itself. There was nothing in between us and the Mother Earth. But what we felt that our father was doing it for such a great purpose, very proud of it. We never felt we were sacrificing anything. We were very much respected everywhere. And people offered us free things, but we would not accept. Such pride that we are doing it, such a great thing for our own country, for our countrymen, for such a wider interest. In Sahaja Yoga, you don't have to sacrifice anything. Neither money, nor your sleep, which is very important, nor your comforts, nothing. Everything you get cheap. You see this blessing. And what is promised to you is Swarajya in the real sense. It's the domain of your spirit. The liberation of the highest type is promised, which you have achieved. And sacrifice is zero. You can't even sacrifice your time. On top of that, some people think that they are obliging Sahaja Yoga, especially me, is the absurdity of the whole thing. It was not definite also that we'll get independence at that time. Nothing definite. They went to jail. My mother went to jail 5 times with 11 children in the family. Only we and our relations, everybody staying in the house. All still not educated. Now we are other way around. See, today's politicians are busy making money. It's just the other way around system. Other way around. It's just the other way around. I mean, I can't understand from where these people have come. So you don't have to sacrifice anything. Nothing is to be sacrificed. Always you get a added advantage in this way or that way. You are blessed every moment. Count your blessings. And then one should start understanding that these blessings are for us to become more loving, more generous and sacrificing. The idea that we are sacrificing itself is an ego-oriented idea. What do you sacrifice? What do we have to sacrifice? I mean, supposing I say I'm sacrificing, it's nonsense. Because that's my nature, I have to jolly well do it. Can't help it. I can't run away. If I run away from you, my vibrations will make me, bloat me like this, I won't be able to even walk. I have to give. In the same way, you have to give realization. If you think that in my house, oh, I do lots of meditation, mother, I give exclusively, I am exclusive, finished. You cannot go further. You may have your own conception that you are going further with it. You are absolutely wrong. I allow you to continue with your myths. That doesn't mean that it is true. People ask me, how many times should we attend the program? How many times should we meditate? Every moment. You have to take responsibility of Sahaja Yoga now. You have to become responsible for it in your own way. You have to do it because you are doing it for the greater good. The more you think of the greater good it is doing, the better it would be for you. All these are the qualities of the left side, heart, the Atma. Atma is all the time giving. It cannot receive. That is why it is untarnishable. It is unsurmountable. Who can surmount it? Because it's the king of itself. Nobody can dominate. Nothing. No material wealth, nothing can dominate it. It is above. So to get to subtler life, take to spiritual life, they say. But spiritual life means what? They don't understand. And spirit in English language is such a misnomer. That for three things they use one word, spirit. Can you imagine? For the dead, for the spirit that they drink, and the spirit that so-called exists within them. It is absurd, isn't it, to give such a name, one name to the three things which are absolutely contradictory to each other. So to get to subtler life, one has to get to the spirit, to the subtleties of everything. Now, I'll give you a concrete example. You need not pull your ears for that. See to the subtleness. In Pune, people wanted to give you some presents. They said, what should we give? I said, give them the soil of Maharashtra. Every particle is vibrated here. Clay of Maharashtra. Last time, if you remember, they gave you a incense burning, what we call dupatta in Marathi. I don't know what you call in English. There's no name for such a thing, but you know what they gave. This time I said give some symbolic, and I chose that for you. I wanted to see your reactions. What reactions you will have. It was chosen with a purpose. It's a very important thing you are taking with you. It's a very important thing is vibrated clay from Maharashtra. It's a very great thing. Though in Pune, people are very miserly, agreed. They always make a mess of many things, agreed. But the soil is vibrating, is punyas there. And out of that soil, I wanted to find out something that would be symbolic. I myself went before the puja to select it. Now, what you have made out of it is not so satisfactory. That is the most important thing you are taking from me. All other things are of utility of a very gross nature. You may try. You can put a plant in it which will give vibrations. So I was told that they were asked to send it by ship. It's very wrong. But if I give you a silver thing, you will carry it with you. Will you send it by ship? Nothing to pull your ears for. But to get to subtler things is to understand the subtler values of everything. It cannot be weighed or understood through money. Because in the West, you know, people buy everything as an investment, everything. I don't know how they don't buy even their nose for an investment. Everything they must be standardized because it should have a resale value. I mean, imagine to have everything which is sellable means there's no feeling for that thing. They would buy even a certificate the same way, even the bed they sleep in, everything should be sellable, resellable, I mean. And this is the curse of that country. In this country it is not so. For them, silver need not be so much standardized and gold need not be so much standardized. Gold they may like to have pure gold because it is good for vibrations. But such standardization in these things, it's all right. For say bathroom pipes, you should have standard. But for these small things, there should be no standardization. Because they do not feel the vibrations. If you start understanding things that have vibrations, then you'll be amazed that the things that they look so insipid, so useless, not resellable at all, you can say worthless, you can call it from all our standards, absolutely worthless, could be so much useful. Like one hair of Muhammad Sahib, imagine, one hair of Muhammad Sahib. Shroud of Christ. But that also they are selling now. They are making money out of that also. I mean, thanks to these Western people, everything is sellable. So once you start going to the subtler side of the physical things, not only aesthetics are also sellable. But things that cannot be sold. You cannot sell your spirit. They should be the most precious things for you. Which is the most precious energy for you. Our values are changed. We are different people. Which is the most precious energy for us is the living energy. The synthesized energy of all the energies is the living energy. But we believe in money or energy, or destructive energies, or atomic energies, electrical energies, now petrol energies, and all these points will be hit to understand that you have to do without them. So the greatest thing for a Sahajogi is the living energy. And the sign of living energy is that it grows and discards all that is useless for it. It knows how to work it out. In the same way, a Sahajogi should know what is important, what is unimportant. You are judged every moment, naturally, because you have entered into the judgment of God. This understanding of becoming subtler comes through love. What is love is hard to describe. You can only enjoy it. I enjoy it when a villager brings something so simple and makes me eat that. Like the small little fruits called bear were given to Sri Rama. Sri Rama himself was born on the right side. Great example for all of you is Sri Ram, who was on the right side, who works the right side. When he was born and he was a child, he is a Suryavamshi. He is the son of Surya. Surya, everything comes from the sun to him. When he was born, I was a little child. He asked his mother that I would like to have the moon. He started crying. And nobody knew how to satisfy us. They want to have the moon. They gave him any toys, he threw away. He said, what a child it is. Funny thing, he wants to have the moon. Now how to get him the moon? They did not know how to solve the problem. He said, somehow you get me the moon. I don't want to eat or anything, I want to have the moon. Here the moon represents the Atma, the cooling capacity. He asked for the moon. You are all on the right side, so ask for the moon. Ask for the spirit. And they didn't know how to satisfy the Sri Rama, who was the incarnation of Sri Vishnu, asking for the moon of all the things. Not for anything else. What's so important? So, the mother has always a intuition. She brought it's a Maya. It's a beautiful drama. She brought a mirror and showed him the moon in the mirror. He said, now you can get the moon here. So sweet. And he was satisfied. Even the reflection of that can satisfy. You are like the mirrors, and I want to see the reflection of moon in you. The love we talk of is to be subtler. It becomes really subtler when you really enjoy. Like giving something to someone is one of the ways of judging it. When you start enjoy giving, not taking, just giving, then you should know that on material level you have felt, you have touched that shore of subtlety, on material level only. On emotional level, you can, in India, everybody loves their children. It's a bit too much, going too far. They can even sell their country in the name of their children. It's going too far. Their wives, it's a trip. Their husbands, it's a bit too much. The other side is in it. the West, where they don't believe in all this nonsensical love. In between, the subtlety of love is that love a person not with any reasoning, with any way of gain or any relationship whatsoever. Just aim at love. Whether you are recognized or not, just aim at love is the subtler way of loving. That love cures people. That love comforts. That's the comforting side. It comforts. To begin with, we should see to the comforts of others. Self-indulgence is against that love. People would like to make my bed, all right. They love me, I know. But it must permeate to others. They love me, and second, they love themselves. That's no good. Between me and them, there's a big gap. All that is filled by others. Who are the others? Are the Sahajogis. We would never make a bed of another Sahajogi. Out of love also. It's very difficult. It's too much. But to find out the faults with other Sahajogis, you got up very early, you opened the tap bit loudly, I couldn't sleep. It's a very common complaint. They banged the door early in the morning, they made a noise. Because your brains are out now with thinking. You are so much strained here that you can't bear any sounds anywhere. I mean, people can only live in a churchyard happily, I think. If that is the situation. While in India, you see, we don't mind any kind of noise anywhere. I mean, as it is, wherever I've stayed, there has been a railway station around. We could hear all the shunting, everything going on. And I enjoyed really all that. So when we start comforting others, to give comfort to their physical body, to their mental body, that is also a very far-fetched thing. Because to say comforting things, to say beautiful things to others, is regarded, I don't know what, in the West, it's very hard to find people who can find out words to say sweet things to others. Same in India, especially in Maharashtra. Marathi language can be very harsh. काहीतरी खवचट बोलल्याशिवाय सकाळपासून 100दा भूकच लागत नाही लोकांना. अगदी खवचटच बोललं पाहिजे. Speak sweet words. Say something sweet. Be kind and nice. It is so nice to hear that you are sweet to each other. When people come and tell me that such and such Sahajogi came and comforted me and was very kind, I really feel Sahaja is working. In a big way. I feel it in a very big way. You may have thousands of them. What is it? There's no quality there. Try to mold your Vishuddhi in a proper way. Otherwise we'll have Vishuddhi troubles, I must say. Try to use language which is extremely sweet. It doesn't mean hypocrisy. No, you are great inside. You want to love, but there's a barrier of your ego. When your light of love passes through that ego, it gets falsified. It gets ruined, it gets spoiled, and then you say harsh words to others. try to be sweet through your Vishuddhi chakra. Once you start doing that, you will develop your witness state very well. Because first of all, you witness yourself, which is trying to be nasty to other, and enjoy that nastiness. There's a Hitler sitting in your Vishuddhi. And that Hitler, you start seeing, all right, Mr. Hitler. It wants to say something very harsh, you see, because that appeals to your ego, which we call as intelligence. See, our misidentifications are, you see, you're very intelligent, it's very sharp. That's only ego, one of the ages of ego. So try to be sweet in your tongue.
थैंक यू श्री माता जी। श्री माता जी, आपके चरणों पे कोटि कोटि नमन। हम सभी श्री माता जी के चरणों पर नतमस्तक होकर प्रणाम करेंगे और बंधन लेंगे। All bow down at the feet of श्री माता जी and take बंधन। जय श्री माता जी।